you brought a lot of joy into my life, a lot of blessings, a lot of freedom. Just to know that you're there, like seriously. So, as well as Snappa, the one that featured on my song Heaven or Hell, out on all platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like it's a beauty to be able to connect with cool people like that. I actually have I have like probably 90% adult, friends, but like there's probably about 10% of just these dudes. Actually, so Rick F, Ace, the one that recorded that beat too. That beat is made by another 15-year-old
No way.
that
Wow.
lives he lives in America. His dad is a YouTuber like himself, and I guess he supports his creativity and everything, which I just find just so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that kind of old school like boom bap with the new school kind of like, like kind of J. Cole, like, the
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
It's crazy the talent the youth is coming out with nowadays. It's just, especially in the music game, I'm seeing these kids that are younger than I could even imagine putting out absolutely amazing music.
you know what I'll say? A lot of it definitely has to do with access, I would say. I was just thinking the other day because I was talking with someone about being diagnosed ADHD when I was a kid and being put on Adderall and things like that, which I'm not really like if you need that, you need that. But the
Hmm.
problem that I have with it is that, Western medicine will never try any other route. They won't be like, well, okay, have you tried giving them an instrument and seeing where that takes them?
Yeah.
They're just like, no, give them the pill. You know what I mean? Like, let's go straight to the pill. And it's like, what about an instrument? What about volunteering? What about giving them some sort of like simulation business to run? Like, I needed a challenge. That's what I needed,
Hmm.
So
That's such a
in
great
school I was so
that's
go
such
ahead,
a great
please.
solution to that problem. I've never heard anybody take that approach because I have the exact same opinion, and I think a lot of people do. It's they're feeding the pills and the pharmaceuticals to these kids way sooner than they need to be. But I haven't heard anybody say, "Well, why don't you give them an instrument? Why don't you put them on the arts?" That really is the solution, I think.
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, at least and then you could find out from there. I mean, therapy, it's supposed to be a path, a road. It's not something that you just go like, oh, we're just gonna take you to your destination via teleportation. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Man,
So
that's really good. I like that way of thinking. I think you could definitely do something with that too in the future as you gain your success. Maybe open up an institute for kids that went through the same thing you went through, and give them that alternative route that maybe saves their life.
that's deep. Absolutely. One day I'm definitely gonna have a nonprofit. For now, I'm supporting nonprofits, which is,
You absolutely
for
are.
me that. Yeah, thank you, man. That's my way of being a part of them. The last one, it's been a few times that I've went through them, but Doctors Without Borders is a great organization. They send me text messages all the time telling me where my money went to. The last one was a library that's uh, driven around by in the
Really?
Middle East, and yeah, and they give books to kids and they give books to adults and everybody. But like, I was like, wow,
That's amazing. And it's so nice to
yeah,
know where your money's going too. And it's just not in the middle of nowhere. That's you benefited those people pretty heavily. That's awesome. Hey,
thanks, man. Yeah, yeah.
before we get too
Go ahead.
far in, we haven't done an official introduction. You want to just say hi to the people, tell them who you are, what you do?
Sure. My name is Ray of Light, Agape, Mercy, everyone. That's my preferred name. If you do want to go by a legal name, that's fine too. It's really your choice when it comes to me. I don't speak for everyone, but for me, like, I just, it's new for people. I mean, I'm also polyamorous. Things like that are new for people, so I respect, that people have some trouble. But my legal name is Matthew Gregory Leland. And my artist name is LightNeverSwitch, as well as all of my accounts, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Um, I do music, I do skits, I do videos, I talk about mental health, I talk about positivity, I talk about how great my friends are, like Sam here, who has really just like I said already, he just brought me so much joy and life into my life. Like I'm at work or I'm talking to someone and it just felt and it feels very freeing to have someone in your life that's so positive, because it also helps you like kind of cut away the chaff. Like,
Yes.
if you're around some people that are negative, you don't feel like, well, I'm only gonna have a friend if I'm with this negative person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I think that's hard for a lot of people, because I've been there for sure.
No, I definitely agree.
Um,
And you
so like I
you were
said, I'm
talking a little
LightNeverSwitch and
earlier.
hi.
You had a song out just today, or is that out yet, or was that a preview?
That actually just came out today.
Everybody,
Heaven or
go stream
Hell.
that.
Yep, Heaven or Hell, featuring Snappa, produced Rick F. Ace, the Unique Root. Again, produced and featured, young, talented artists on the track. I'm a young, talented artist, but I'm 26. They're definitely younger than me. And, I'm happy to give them a platform as well. I don't believe they even have distribution or anything like that.
It's amazing.
Um, yeah, so it's like that's like I love that ability to bring people out onto the scene and show these dudes what's up. I have another song with Snappa where the first song we did together, actually, it was pretty wild, because I was talking about how one of my lyrics was uh I guess I'll kind of like bleep this out, but I said Drake is you know what. And
Yeah.
then and I was like it's a joke, because I said everyone is, all the celebrities are
Yeah.
what they're calling Drake. So for them to come after Drake, all these celebrities are very happy that all the attention is being diverted away from them. Well, Snappa's first line when he features on it is Drake is a, you know what, don't even try to argue with it. And I was like, dang, I was like, bro came out swinging.
That's hilarious. Now, talking a little bit
Yeah.
about helping people, because you're helping these younger artists get into the scene a little bit. You're always promoting positivity. You want to talk about the On 10 challenge that you've been doing a little bit, because that's how I met you actually first.
That's wild. I didn't even know that's how exactly you had seen me or met me, but that's awesome. So the On 10 challenge, I'm actually on week 11 tomorrow. So that's 11 weeks in a row where every week I have either donated 10% or more of what I've made throughout the week, or I've volunteered my time, which when I've done that, it's been worth so much more than a donation. I wish I could do it so much more. It's a little harder where I'm at now. There's no buses, there's no street lights where I'm at,
Wow.
which is nice, but it's also just harder to get around,
Mm-hmm.
which is no, it's fine. But where I was at, I was in Phoenix. Now I'm in Mesa. But when I was in Phoenix, like I did things like I went to a food bank that was attached to a church. Now, this was one of my favorite places to go to. I'm trying to figure out a way to get back there, because you can just come in, as long as you come in 30 minutes early, you're there, you're volunteering. Like there's no all this bureaucracy, sign up, bull stuff. It's just get in there and go.
The way
And
it should
the
be.
last
It's
time
good.
I was absolutely the last time I was there, we helped 80 families. So, and it's really cool because
That's
the
awesome.
food bank, it's not like come and get a box. They come into the place, they get a ticket, they sit down, they're asked about their day, they're treated like a human. And then as they get into the place where they get their food, it's actually set up like a grocery store.
Really?
So, yeah, so they get a cart and everything, and they, get to pick stuff off the shelves with a shopper's assistant. And I mean, it's everything from, Welch's grape juice to Jimmy Dean's sausage to, you know, Takis and, uh, all of that stuff. But it's like they also they make, if they don't get enough donations for it to be nutritional, they actually go and supplement it by buying their own
Wow.
nutritional things, vegetables, all of that,
That's awesome.
fruits. Yeah, and it was just, I mean, and there one story I'll share real quick is the last time I was there, we actually took a lady off of the street. She was talking about, how she was like ready for rehab and this and that, and we were like, well, if you're ready for rehab, like we can send you right now. Like we have numbers. So they had a number for a place that wasn't able to come get her. But me being a volunteer, perfect timing, all of that together, the universe, provides. I had another number of a place that I knew would take her, and I gave them that number. They called that place. That place comes over, picks her up, takes her to the rehab facility. We know that she's in a bed that day. She's not on the street. She was not surrounded by these people, that are trying to keep her on that path
No,
that's
she's
keeping her
away from
down.
that, safe now. That's amazing. Have you got any updates on that situation by chance?
No, it's
It's hard, I know.
that's yeah. It's I wish. Well, also it's like yeah. I mean, if it was my organization, I would have updates. It's a little.
Absolutely.
It's yeah, and so one day.
And I've just talking to you over the last couple months and whatnot, I know through your goals and visions, that one day dream is going to come true, absolutely. And it's going to be the people that you're going to help through your organization and the things you're going to do. You're going to do wonders for people, man. You're a very kind soul. I've every chance that we're talking, I find you're always not in a bad way, but you're worried about the people around you, and you want them to be as healthy and happy as possible, as you are, and sometimes even more than you. And I think that's what really drew me to you as a person. You're very kind and caring.
Thank you so much, man. I want to say on that because I had just talked about this recently because I always found it so originally in my life, even from 10 years old, I told my mom, I was 10 years old and I told my mom, I want to adopt all the kids. I'm just going to put them in a big mansion.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
like, in the backyard, they can build whatever they want. I'll give them power tools and everything and all this stuff. Like I was 10, so I didn't understand that wasn't going to work out. But, but the power tools part,
Yes.
but yeah, so as I grew up, I started to kind of have to deal with my own issues. And of course, I didn't want to do that, right? I was like, I just want to keep helping people.
Hmm.
And I actually kept doing it so much that it did actually, in addition to my own selfishness, and whatever, it wasn't just 100%, oh, helping people was my downfall. No, no, no. But it definitely was a part of it, avoiding helping myself, right?
Yes.
Well, so a lot of people say you got to help yourself before you got to help others. Now that was like a blow to me. That was like, wait. I don't want to do that. I don't want to help myself before I help others. That's going to take too long, or I'm not going to be able to do it, or it's going to be a waste of time. I'm not going to be able to help others then. So I'm just going to help others until I die. And if that means I die early, then oh well. Like that's how I felt. Well, very recently, I've started to think a lot more abstractly and take things like that and build upon them, because I think that a lot of people have these positive ideals, but they believe that they're finalities, that there's nothing better than them, that they're the highest positive thing. And that's such a dangerous way to think.
Yes.
Should always know, I believe that no matter what you believe, it could always be better. No matter what you're chasing, it could always be better. And if something comes along that shows you that, you'd be willing to accept it. You'd be willing to see, especially if you're working in conjunction with the universe or whatever you believe in. I can guarantee, based on all the religious text I've written and spiritual text I've written, that aligns with that you've got to be available for change of your path, change of how you're
Absolutely.
doing things or going about things,
I think that's extremely well said. If you're not open-minded and ready, not even minded, it's a whole level of energy and multiple things within yourself. But if you're not opening yourself up and ready for that change, ready to learn, it won't happen. Period. So that's very
Absolutely.
well said. Now, Light, I'd love to ask you a couple of my questions here that I ask a lot of the people I interview, and I think I might already know a couple of the answers to the questions, but I want the people to know. So to start off, what makes you
All right.
happiest in life?
Ooh, what makes me happiest? I mean, definitely helping others, bro. definitely helping
Yeah.
others. One thing, you know, very recently I've been thinking about how I always put out there that people can send me, you know, what they're working on, their creativity, their art, their music. I will give them an honest review. I will, you know, comment on it, like it, you know, all honest and all true, you know, and I've been thinking about a lot, you know, how much I get back, and it's very little, very little. It's not the same that I put out there,
No.
but in terms of physically, like from those people. But as I've seen, you know, what I give out to those people, I get back in some other way. Usually, the way it is a feeling of pride, of you know, having a strong foundation and having a strong building, having a strong house.
Yep.
You know, I mean, for some people talk about how the body is the church. I am a strong belief on that. I'm a walking church. I try to be that way. And it does feel really good to just know that your existence, like your house, like has a positive influence on the world. So that honestly gives me like the most strength, the most just happy outlook, you know, definitely.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
I love to make music too. Got to
Yes.
put that out there.
Yes, and I'm gonna have all your links in the description, but please everybody make sure you check out his music because it's like it's crazy. The different styles that he's able to reach his range is awesome, and he's just very talented. So please check out Light's music.
Thank you so much,
Of course.
man. That
Now
means so much.
now I know this you you are a proprietor of just helping everybody. You don't want to push anybody away, but there are times in life where people they can just start to negatively impact your life. So sometimes when you've got friends, family around you and they're just you've tried and tried, but they're still dragging you down, what can you do about that situation? What do you suggest for others in the same spot?
I've got a great story for this, and I definitely feel comfortable sharing it with my friend Sam and his base,
Thank you.
positive people. So basically, man, a couple days ago, and I actually was talking to my boss at work about this, and this is how I came to the conclusion. Because my boss was like, okay, so you're trying to impress your mom. You're doing all this, you know, working and making money and making extra money and all of that. You said you're doing it to impress your mom. You're trying to advertise to your mom that you're doing well in life so that she'll be in your life. And I was like, well, yeah, that's a harsh way to put it for me, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. And and she said, okay, well, like, are you talking to your mom? And I said, well, no, not right now. I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm not successful enough for her. And basically, what ended up happening is she recommended for me to just reach out to my mom and say, look, like, I want you in my life. I need to know what the path is for that to be so. Like, what do I got to do? Right. And not to say that I am going to do that, but I just want to know what it is
Mhm.
so that I can choose to follow it or not, you know? And my mom basically turned it around into some narcissistic gaslighting things. And I had to let my biological mother go right now. It doesn't mean that she'll never come be back, but I had to love her from afar. I had to be an example, and I just had to be like, I guess, like, I'm gonna let, for instance, my boss at work, you know, I could recognize that this person was being very motherly toward me. I accept that the universe, you know, fills that void for me, brings people my way that will do that. But even if not so, I mean, there are people to talk to. You can get it from a man, you can get it from a woman, you can get whatever. A positive person, you can really, I feel like, get whatever, you know, maternal or paternal or even mentoristic, you know, the instincts, the positive instincts that you want from someone in your life, or just to be a friend or just to be whatever. But yeah, if negative people are in your life and they're making it hard for you and you're a positive person and they're taking that away from you, I would definitely recommend just loving them from afar, you know, in whatever way, whatever you believe in, even if it's science or whatever, like, put energy towards praying or whatever, or intention towards just them, you know, hopefully coming to their senses. about that. But don't try to force it. Don't try to lecture them or anything like that. Continue to lecture yourself. Be what you want them to be.
Yes.
You know,
Be
be
that
what
in
you want them to be.
yourself.
I was, yes, 100%. 100%. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy or it's as simple as that, because it's not.
No.
It's definitely takes a lot of looking at yourself in the mirror. Who are you? What is this? Asking the questions, but waiting for the answers from yourself. A lot of people, I feel like they ask the question, what is this? Why am I here? This and that. And then they just keep on going and keep on doing whatever, negative thing they're doing. They don't go,
Yes.
okay, well, let me wait for an answer real quick. Like, from my head or from
Mm-hmm.
my universe or from whatever it is. Let me just wait. Let me ask that question now. What's the answer? Or, okay, one way you can see the answer, because I will say for me, the universe doesn't speak to me like with a voice or with a noise. It's more like situations. So, for instance, my friend Sam here, Sam was an answer to my prayers because of just who Sam is. You know what I mean? So when Sam came into my life, I was like, the universe was telling me, like, you're on the right path. You're meeting the right people.
That's
You're
amazing.
going the right way. And it was all just, it said all of that without saying it. It was just the situations that were occurring in my life. Were they negative or were they positive? I'm getting a positive response in my life, so I know I'm headed the right way.
Wow. Man, I just gotta say that that level of emotional understanding and intelligence, people spend their whole lives trying to get to that, and I just want to say you're reaching levels that are pretty far up there, and I can't wait to see you just keep progressing because man, that was extremely well said. A lot of those things, I might feel like I know myself, but the way that you worded it there was just, man, I'm gonna have to rewatch this a couple times because that was beautiful. That was great, man.
Thanks,
Now,
man.
if you're ready, or if you want to keep talking, I got a couple other good questions. Um,
Yeah,
and
ask away, man.
so, in the last couple years, through your journey in music, who's had the biggest influence on your talent and what you're doing? Has there been one
Wow.
particular person, or I'm sure there's a lot of people, but
Well, you know what? I would say who's had the biggest influence on me music wise? A few different people, but let's start first with underground artists, people that are putting their songs on SoundCloud and nothing else and getting 30 views, and they're in my playlist because that song is fire. You know what I mean? Like, that motivated me because I was like, dang, this person's really doing it. And you look at their description, and some of them are funny to me, bro, because they'll be like, yeah, ain't no one got it like me. I'm the real OG, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, 30 views on SoundCloud, and bro's not even on Spotify, but he's this lit.
he's
I
going
respect
hard.
that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He's lit.
He's
He's
making it for
happy with
himself.
his choices. Yeah, and I'm like, exactly. I'm like, you know what? That's awesome. So that helped me put it out there, because I will say, I've got like 250 songs. I only have like 10, distributed at the moment. I just started doing that, and for a long time, it was really hard for me to put them out there. One of the reasons why was because I was very afraid that whatever I put out there was going to 100% define me. Man, if I put it out there, now everyone's like, oh, LightNeverSwitch is that guy. He's that guy. You know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm constantly changing. So I'm not that guy. I just learned from being that guy, and I'm a new guy now. So, but then I learned, well, no one's going to ever see me become the new guy if I never put it out there and don't put something else out there that's now the upgrade, right? So
Wow.
I just started putting it out there. So that
That's awesome. And I just want to kind of reiterate that for anybody watching because this is something that I've been struggling with myself. It's like if you want to do something, you want to make music, content, whatever it is, stop s- just stop hesitating. Put it out there. Show your growth and show the world what you have or else no one's ever going to see it. So,
Oh, I know y'all. I know everybody watching this. I mean, you've got to seen something like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Naruto or Breaking Bad or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all about progression. Everybody loves a
yeah.
story. Nobody wants this guy to come out and be like, yeah, I'm lit. This and that. Even Future, Drake. you know, uh, Rich Homie Quan, rest in peace. You know, all these people, you know, that are out there doing it, they have a backstory. They got songs that people are like, oh yeah, I'm a real OG follower of this person. I
Mm-hmm.
listen, even though they didn't even know about the album at the time when it came out, but they're still like, oh, he was way better when he started, or this or that or whatever. And you know, people are gonna have their opinions, you know, but still, it's just so cool to have that story, to have that lore. Like, who was this guy 10 years ago? When, how did he get here? Wow, I'm seeing an actual person unfold. It's just like, you know, I'll say that it's akin to, if you guys have ever seen Home Improvement. One of my favorite things about that show is that you see throughout all of the episodes, you see those kids grow up to be
Yeah,
adults,
it's
bro.
so true. Yeah.
And like, it's so cool. Like, they were able to capture that over, you know, whatever 10-year period or whatever. Literally just capture, you know, and of course it's a fabricated story, but still, just to be able to do that with the same character, same actors, you know, it's just, I mean, it's amazing. So think about yourself. What about you? What about your 10 years of growth? What about those videos where you see someone take a photo of themselves for 365 days? You know, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Maybe you should do that, you know?
No, I really like that way of thinking. And that's something I've been really struggling with right now. I actually have a video coming out about failure and just being afraid to fail. And if you're afraid to fail your whole life, you'll never succeed. So that I truly think the
It's a
biggest
fact.
gatekeeper to success is failure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, a lot of people see fear. Uh, so one of the big, I feel like, misnomers is that fear is a deterrent. So people got in this. But do you guys remember when you first asked out a girl or a guy? You were young. Did you feel fear? Yeah, you sure did. Did it mean that it was a bad thing to do? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. It was, fear was trying to be, is kind of like an adverse, it's the great adversary, you know. And if you overcome that adversary, you're gonna feel accomplished, I promise you that. um you know, so if you can just, if you feel fear about getting online and doing a video or talking about something you're passionate about or singing about something or whatever, you know, if you just do it, it's very liberating. Like, it feels really good. That's what I can say, at least from my own experience. Just to do it is really just like a big thing that will just take you to a new level, you know?
Absolutely. And it's so much personal growth comes from that as well. If you aren't able to take that leap, you'll just never learn. So it's very important. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
So, Light, uh, the people around you in your life through moving, because I know you've had to move around a lot in your life. How like the social media has been huge for you. Is there other ways that you find you're able to keep in touch with people locally and meet new people, or is it just strictly social media?
Well, very recently, at work, I actually just asked someone there if they wanted to go to a museum, and we're going to go to a museum, and we're going to just walk around and talk about the art and, you know, learn about each other, and maybe I'll connect with their friend group from there, and, you know, things like that. I will say, through the ups and downs of my life, moving around a lot, getting on my feet, I've been homeless so many times in my life. Actually, about 4 weeks ago, I was homeless for a day, and that was the last time I wanted to be homeless, because I was like, every time I was homeless, it was partly by choice for me. Of course, it's not I wouldn't have chose it over anything else, but it was like, I didn't want to deal with disrespect, or I felt like my energy wasn't being, you know, treated for what it was. So I was like, bet, then I'll just go free, be a free animal in the world and walk around and whatever. And, you know, I did my own little on 10 challenges out there. I would pick up trash and pick up cigarette butts, you know, when I saw them and things like that. I was like, all right, that's how I'm paying my karmic toll, you know, that's how I'm doing my thing. And I do believe doing that out there, even in the lowest of my points, was part of how I got to higher points, part of how opportunities came my way. That like, okay, you're going to pick the universe is like, oh, you're going to pick up trash. Okay, well, then we're going to pick up you, not to call you trash or anything, but like, thank you, you know,
Absolutely. I think that energy
you
always
know.
comes back around. That's
But to say real quick on what you're saying with the friends, I'm trying to get out there more. I would say that one thing I plan on doing is going to some more events, going to
Yes.
comedy shows, I want to go to open mics. I want to go to those things. So I'm figuring out my schedule with that. But like, I would recommend, honestly, go to these like low key events, like an open mic or a poetry slam or somebody showcasing or a flea market or whatever, because those places are where you're going to find a lot of people who are very open-minded, very positive, and definitely willing to let some new people into their life and show them, some fun.
Mm-hmm.
So some safe, positive fun. Things like that where people are showcasing their art, these newer artists, newer things like that. That's where you're going to meet the minds, you know what I mean? The hearts,
Yes.
the souls,
Yes. That's awesome. I've been actually getting into comedy a lot recently. Just speaking of that, I'd love. I'm way out in the country, so there's not. I'm looking at the trees outside for some reason, but there's nothing close to me. But I've been looking around because I really want to get out there and meet some people in the comedy scene, and I just do my first open mic. I think that'd be super fun. And then also for singing,
Dude.
the music. I've always wanted to create music. I've never been surrounded by people who have those talents and have been able to bring me in. And now through social media, meeting people like you, it's just driven my passion and helped me learn the industry so then I can make my own music. It's amazing the things that you're able to do once you just meet these open-minded people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it seeing someone do something they love is a big inspiration to do something that you love, right?
Yes.
I've experienced that.
Now, um, just before we go too far away from, I guess, our first question, do you believe that happiness and fulfillment can be two separate things, or do you think they're pretty entwined?
I'd say so. For myself, I'd say they're pretty entwined. I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but I'll give an example about me. So the on 10 challenge that I do every week, for and so personally, I've been I've been mourning about the stuff that's happening in the world and happening in the world for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It still hits me very hard. I don't think that a lot of people say we're here to just experience, we're here to just have fun, this and that. And I'm like, would you be saying the same thing if you were in Libya right now? I'm not sure if you would.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. So like, thank goodness that you have these opportunities. But like at the same time, like personally, I feel a responsibility that, and here's what I'll say. We all don't know. We have beliefs, we think, we feel, but none of us can say that we know 100% that this is that way or that is this way. So I'm not saying that we aren't just here to experience and have fun and whatever, and that when this is over, none of it will have mattered. Maybe it won't, but I can't take that risk. I can't take that risk. It probably does matter.
Yes.
Probability, right? It probably does. So I'm going to take it seriously, even if this is a virtual world, a video game where at the end of the game, everything resets or nobody remembers anything or nothing matters. I can't guarantee that. So I'm not going to treat it that way. I'm going to treat it as the most like critical, like, analytic way that I can. And the possibility that everything is so 100% real is very important. So, I would just say that finding what does bring you fulfillment, if that's connecting with your family, connecting with friends, just being a positive influence in a group of 5 people literally is all that we need. If
Mm-hmm.
everybody did that, if everybody could just be a happy, positive influence to everyone that they're around, that's the start. That's what builds the biggest, most positive change. Not everybody is meant to be, a freaking philanthropist, world saver. Absolutely not. But just being positive, you might be just you being you and being positive and being how you may believe that, oh, I'm just here to have fun and whatever. You might inspire those philanthropist world savers. I mean, I'll say I listen to Future, I listen to Nav, I listen to some of these artists talk about being lit and doing lean and all this stuff. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm so grateful for that music because now I don't have to live that lifestyle. I get to live that lifestyle whenever I want when I just listen to the music. You know what I mean? That's how I get my outlet for that.
Yes.
Music is a very good outlet, you know, and you can people listen to rock and screaming demon metal, whatever, and then they're the nicest people you've ever met in their life. And so thank goodness that they have that outlet, you know?
So, talking a little bit about the seriousness of philanthropy and just how people think about themselves, I think it's pretty common nowadays that a lot of people view people like yourself as almost crazy because you care so much about your own innate self and your soul, that your impact on the world. And I think that's a little weird. What do you think causes these people to take something that is so serious and just disregard it?
I would say definitely. So, you know, right now, we've all got these phones, we've all got TVs, we've all got streaming services, we've all got these glossy pictures of life that, you know, teach a lot of messages that are going to keep you on the phone, on the TV, on the computer 100% 24/7. Not saying that using these in conjunction with not being on them is actually really good. And you can even get apps and things like that that have trails and all these wonderful things and whatever that allow
Absolutely.
you to be more, you know, free. But I guess I would say personally is, like I said, is, and Instagram is really like Instagram, TikTok, you know, where people make these videos that the algorithms are made to like advertise a lifestyle of continuing to be staring at the screen,
Yes.
continuing to be, yeah, I'm kind of getting off track a little bit. I'm trying to bring it
No,
together,
no,
bring
that's
it
okay.
home.
We're just
Yeah,
talking about how people just don't take it serious enough, and how people, when you are taking it serious and not for any wrong reason, people think you might be crazy, which doesn't make sense.
well, you know what? Here's what I'll say to that, and is that the people that, so I've had a big argument with a lot of people recently, and my rhetoric goes for, you know, those that are out there on the streets, right? Some people seem to believe that people out on the streets, every single one of them have chosen that path of life,
Yep.
that nothing happened to them that could have happened to them that would have had them in the same spot. There's nothing like that that possibly could have happened. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to worry about it. They just want to be happy, right? And I guess I was talking about how in the media, like, people seem to be happy when they have $5,000 Louis bags. You can't have $5,000 Louis bags and be helping homeless people as much as you should if that's what you believe, right? So it's like, it's a battle. It's like, okay, well, I want to have the $5,000 Louis bag because I think that's what happiness is. But one thing I will say is you'll find more and more, if you actually pay attention to these people that have the $5,000 Louis bag, right, is that they're actually always talking about how depressed they are. These rich people are always talking about how depressed they are and sad they are. And these people that are in the forest meditating, that have a little business where they do readings or tarot cards, or they just garden or whatever they do, they're so happy. So I mean, just ask yourself to look at the facts. You know, don't look at what they're showing you. Like, listen to what their actions, their soul, their, you know, that it's just telling you. You know, you'll see that these people that are doing things, they're soldiers, they're, you know, missionaries, whatever you want to call it, on this earth, you know, to carry out a mission, to carry out something important, in addition to being content and being happy, because in order to help others, you have to help yourself. But the one thing that I'll say that's changed for me is I don't have to help myself first. I can actually do both at once. So if I'm out there helping people, I might go get something to eat, you know, and that's going to take away a little bit of my money from what I can do to help people. But I know that I'm also going to be like, okay, I'm going to associate that moment. I'm helping people, and
You're helping
sorry, yeah,
yourself
I'm
as
getting.
well. No, absolutely. I completely
Thank
agree
you.
with that.
Yeah.
And I think at a certain point, you can only do so much before it starts to take away from yourself, and you need to keep yourself going. And going back to something you talked about initially, something I believe in so heavily. As hard as it is to wrap your head around, you need to help yourself before you can help others, because and that doesn't mean you need to help yourself completely. You got to buy yourself the nicest car, nicest house, a Louis bag, all this and that. It's You need to get yourself to a safe point of mental health and a point of at least happiness, baseline happiness, or else you're not going to be able to give that to other people. So if you can at least find happiness around yourself, understand yourself, then you're going to benefit the people around you so much more.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you said that very well. And no, I think
Thanks, man.
absolutely. When you go out and you're doing all these things, you don't always have to reward yourself, but it is also some sort of a reward intrinsically, because you've done so much. You just need to give back to yourself a little bit.
Yeah. And okay, let's talk about one thing real quick. I want to show water, hydration. You get like that's a big thing I think for people is they forget what water is. Like they wonder why they have a headache. They wonder why they're sad. They wonder why their brain isn't producing, the chemicals that's needed for them to be happy, and they're not hydrated. Like
No,
literally, I don't know. I've been there a lot. Like I work at a place, we get free drinks, free soda, from the soda fountain. Of course, I want to drink that all day long because it gives me the quick happy chemicals. You know what I mean? But it's not sustained. It's not long term. Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there real quick because I think some people are forgetting to drink water probably watching this right now.
no, I think that's great. If you want to talk a little bit about health for a second, I'd love that. Do you because I just from what I've seen online and stuff, you seem like you take pretty good care of your body. You seem like you're in good shape physically. Do you eat healthily? Are you conscious of what you're putting in your body?
This is what I found. And just like, I think people, so I saw someone post, hey, so, I gave up pornography. I gave up eating meat, and I gave up sugar, and I gave up all this stuff like all at once. First of all, I doubt they did it all at once because that's one of
Crazy.
the greatest. It's one of the greatest traps. I mean, me myself, I've tried to give up things all at once so many times, and every time I did that, I fell back. But when I finally learned, okay, I'm gonna slowly but surely walk this path, so let me try to remove this first and enjoy these other addictions or whatever you want to call them, recreational activities. I'm going to enjoy those while I get rid of this
Yes.
and focus on them. And then the next, I'm going to get rid of something else, and I'm going to continue to focus. And I'm replacing those old activities with healthier activities. And it's all working in conjunction together for your highest good, I think, to take it slow. And for myself, I'll also say that, I do eat some junk food here and there. I'm not like 100%. Oh, I eat only healthy stuff. I eat only whatever. I drink a soda. I eat, a honey bun or whatever.
For
But
sure.
I drink the naked juice. You know what I mean? I buy coconut water. I make sure that, and I read the nutrition facts and I go, okay, bet I'm getting some potassium here, some magnesium. I know that's not in the honey bun. I know that's not in the soda, but
Good. Good.
I'm getting it from this coconut water. So it's definitely a like balance, right? The best thing that you can find is balance. You don't have to go fully, healthy. You don't want to be fully negative. If you can balance yourself, that's the best thing I think you can do with yourself. Find that middle ground to begin with. And then if you want to go all the way, it's going to be a lot easier from that middle than all the way from back here. So
That's amazing. And I'm a big proprietor of balance in all aspects of your life. I think if you're able to find a balance within everything, you'll be happy and healthy. Now, talking a little bit about just different habits that you've been eliminating and whatnot. Being an artist, it's something very prominent in all different types of arts, music especially, cannabis. It, Now, what part does cannabis play in your life? How do you use it? Do you use it at all? Now, I know a couple of the answers to this question, but I just love to hear you talk about it a bit.
well, here's what I'll say. Actually, it's interesting. I don't know if I've talked to you about this much, Sam, recently. I've actually haven't done cannabis in about 3 weeks.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and it's not because I think cannabis is bad. It's actually because I think that cannabis is a celebratory substance,
Yes.
right? That's what I think it is, right? You want to do it when you're already somewhere good. You don't want to use it to try to escape somewhere negative. You want to get to somewhere good without it first. and then use it to enhance that
Yes.
positivity, that creativity, all of that you feel. That's kind of how I kind of feel about it. So myself, since I just got this job, I just started and I've been doing great there. I know that personally, if I was celebrating the whole time I'm just starting, working, learning, all of the things I had to learn while I was there, which I'm not saying that no one can. This is just personally my experience. Um, is that I wouldn't have been as successful personally because I would have been celebrating something that didn't even happen yet. I would be thinking about, music and art and all of these things while I'm at work, supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be learning how to toss some wings and clean the fryers. You know what I mean? Like I need to focus on that. And it was a lot easier with a just fully sober mindset. I can't wait to smoke again. I'm saving it for when I have something specific that I want to celebrate, or I've got like a bunch of projects lined up that I want some motivation on. I have a day off. So definitely I have some songs like Neurodivergent on SoundCloud. I was super stoned when I made that song. It's a great song. It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have happened without the conjunction of marijuana. Absolutely not. And I'm so grateful for my relationship with marijuana. And I know that marijuana is smiling upon me, respecting it, ready to
Absolutely.
use it at the right time.
I think that's an amazing balance that you found with that, and it took me years to figure that out, honestly, and that's what led to my downfall in a lot of aspects of my life, and it brings you just down a darker pathway. So that's amazing. That's the
I
balance
mean,
that you
dude,
found.
look at you now, bro. You've got. I've seen your chickens, bro. I've seen, your home is so beautiful. You've got, the clothing brand you're working on. I
Thank you,
mean,
brother.
it's a time to celebrate, bro. I think marijuana is smiling upon you as well.
I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I I'd like to think so myself, and I honestly I can't wait to celebrate with the friends I've made over the internet because that's one of my biggest life goals. Honestly, is just to meet everybody that I've met through the internet, meet my friends in person, because the relationship that we can have over the internet is still, while it is amazing, the sharing time with people in person is just a whole other thing. So I'm excited to see
Oh yeah, it's limited, man. I gotta dap you up, bro. I gotta give you a hug, bro. We gotta
air
smoke a
dap, bro.
blunt. It's all gotta happen. Yeah, bro.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm gonna come down soon. Cause a couple summers ago, I met a bunch of people in Chicago, and so I traveled down to Chicago. I have a hard time meeting people in person sometimes, so I find I'm always meeting people online. But I think Arizona might be next.
Oh man, well yeah. If you come down here, we're gonna figure it out. We'll be doing something.
It'll be good, man. Absolutely. Next summer maybe. Or I guess it's so friggin' hot. Maybe we'll
Oh
do the spring or
jeez, don't
something.
come here in the summer,
Yeah.
dude. Please don't. Yes, right now. I'll tell you right now, bro. Let me tell you what it is right now. If I can see it on my phone here. Um, I can't see it, but I promise it's 12:12. It's got to be over 100 degrees right now,
Oh
bro.
goodness. Yeah, it's pretty cold over in Canada right now. We've been getting the fall coming early. I'd say we're probably around like 65 right now,
Hmm.
which is
Oh wow,
like
65. Wouldn't that be nice? Jeez.
I know some like I love it, but my garden doesn't love it. That's the only thing. They're missing the sun right now. But that's
Yeah, I could feel that. I will say one thing I love about the sun is I love what it does to my skin and my hair. I mean, my hair is like naturally like dark brown, but you see the
yeah, you
red, you
get
see
like
the blonde
the
in there.
blondes coming through. It's amazing.
I love it, man. I love when the sun, like I wanted one day, man, like if I got to, and it's because it is a little dangerous the way that I've been out here and had that happen. I've gotten sunburned, whatever, but I'd
Mhm.
love to just put some kind of like masking all over like my body except for my hair showing
Oh,
and
and
just
do a
let the
hair.
sun bleach my hair
Yes.
naturally, or
I've
maybe
heard of
set that
people
up for
doing that
other
before.
people.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably do it next summer, maybe if I'm still here or somewhere else. Who knows?
That'll be exciting, man. I now a little bit ago you were talking about your journey towards a car coming soon. Is everything still how's it looking?
Everything's looking good for that. So actually, in the house I'm in right now, it's actually a sober living house. A lot of people live here. It's a good stepping stone. It's not because I have any problems with drugs. It's
No,
just
no.
like rent is cheap. You know what I mean? So it's a good stepping stone to where I'm going. And they've got some cool programs. They actually have a car program.
Really?
I'm not sure if I'm going to. Yeah, there's a guy here who works on cars, and he's a part of the program. And what they do is they just add a little bit of money to your rent, and that's what you're paying on the car.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and so you just get to use the car right from the beginning. You know, you sign some sort of contract or something. I don't know if that's the route I'm going to go. I think I'm actually willing to wait a little longer, hold on to some of my own money, and I think actually I'm going to get a bike, bro. I really want a bike. I
I
really want a bike so bad.
That'd be, yes, absolutely. I like, and now are you talking like a bicycle, or you want like a motorbike?
Motorbike, bro.
Oh,
I got a
really?
bicycle.
Okay.
I love riding my bicycle. Yeah, motorbike, bro. I I had a moped before. I loved it so much. It went like 65, but it was, I mean, so invigorating and freeing. And I'm a single person. I don't have any, responsibilities or accountability to drive anybody around or do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, a bike, the mileage, the environmental impact, the just thrill, all of those things come together for me to be like, okay, it's bike time,
Yeah,
you know,
and especially the weather where you live, it's perfect for it, right?
100%.
That's I could totally picture you on a bike, man. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It soon come.
I think so, man. That's amazing. Are you scouring Facebook Marketplace and stuff once in a while?
I haven't yet, because I don't want to like find something that I don't have the money for yet,
Absolute,
and
trust
then be
me.
like,
Yes.
I can't get
I do
it.
that all the
you
time,
know,
and it's disappointing, and then sometimes you try and get the money and it just messes things up, and yeah, I think that's a smart way to go
that's
about
what
it.
that's the problem I had looking for a laptop the other day. I was like, oh my god, I found something I exactly want, and it was like $300 off, and it's like the deal ends in 3 days. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah. Then that rushes you into, yeah, all that stuff. It will come when it's time. But I think that's a
Absolutely.
really great plan, and I can foresee a pretty, I don't know. I foresee some big things in the future, man. I'm so excited. Now, but before, because I think we've probably been going here for close to an hour. Um, Shoot, I had a really good question. I don't want to forget that one. That's
It's
okay.
all right.
It's okay. I'll have to edit that part out. But so in the future, we've talked a little bit about me sending maybe some clothes over for you to hand out and donate. Um, what do you think would be the best? What do people need the most over there, clothing wise? What could I make?
Tanks, bro. Number one.
Yeah.
Not, especially right now, not anything with any kind of sleeve. I get the most breathability in my tank. I love wearing tanks, shorts,
Nice light material.
hats. Ooh, hats, to protect against the sun. Um,
Get some bucket hats.
Definitely bucket hats. Yeah, 100%. Um, and I will say that, the community, I've spoken with a lot of the homeless community out here. A lot of them are stoners, so they'll be very happy about that. They'll get to wear some of the drip that they
Yeah,
actually align with,
that's awesome.
and instead of something from a store that says like, oh, Bob's tackle, and it's like, you know, um,
No, that's awesome.
but yeah, definitely things like that, bro, would be the biggest helps. I mean, yeah, I mean, I would say that we do have a lot of good we have a lot of good programs here for people to get clothing and things like that, but definitely something that it
Oh,
has some
absolutely.
some
I
color
just want to
and
be able to help if I can, and I know there's probably way more programs offering more than I'm going to be able to offer, but just my little
but
thing
you're
is
offering something different and really important, bro. Like I wanted to say is that the art and the
okay.
actual,
That's
like,
nice.
and I'll be able to show someone, maybe that would be what would be cool with it, is like, okay, I meet someone and I go, hey, like, are you like, I'll just ask some people. I'll make sure I bring something else to give them if they're not, but I'll ask them like, do they smoke weed? That's the
Yeah,
first thing I'll ask them. And if they don't, then I'll give them something else or some other clothing or some electrolyte drink or something like that. But if they do, then I could be like, okay, well, my friend has this clothing brand and he wanted to donate some of his clothing, and his clothing brand it's called Better Health, New Opportunities, and it's a focus on, you know, better health, but also in conjunction with marijuana? No?
A little bit, yeah. I fully started as a marijuana kind of cannabis clothing brand, and I just felt that wasn't the niche I wanted to trap myself in. I wanted to do a lot more, and so from there, I kind of the like BH'NO, the name of the company is a pun on BHO, a type of cannabis extraction, and and so it's like saying BH no, I don't want any of that stuff, and so I wanted to
See, and I'm
expand.
gonna need this information because I can tell them that, and they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, bro, I know about BHO," and they'll probably tell me things I
They
don't know. You know,
probably, I
be an
guarantee
awesome
they know way more
conversation.
than me. They probably were back in the day part of whole the whole movement. That's crazy, but yeah. So it just started as that, and I wanted to kind of take it to a place where I was able to eh, share it with everybody, not just the cannabis community, and have it mean something more than that too. So yeah, it's rooted completely in cannabis, but it's grown to be whatever it can be.
I'll tell you a funny cannabis story real quick. So I was at work the other day, and I wish this guy would have just met me in the back or something like that, because the dude came up to the counter and he's like, I'm like, "Hi, how you doing? Welcome in." And he goes, "Good, man." And he starts pulling out a bunch of weed and he puts it on the counter. And he goes, "Can I get some chicken tenders with this?"
Oh no.
I was like, dang, I wish this dude just met me in the back. I was like, my guy, there's cameras around here. There's kids over there.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot do that. I'm sorry. But yeah, they definitely love to smoke weed.
That's that. Oh my goodness, that would take me out. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty funny. But poor guy, just
Because
it's a pretty good deal for some chicken fingers. I'm not gonna
he
lie.
just wanted some chicken tenders,
Yeah.
man. We
Oh
should have an
man.
exchange rate.
It, right? It's worth money one way or another, right? So.
I mean, who else is going to Wingstop anyway, man? Come on, bro.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, we don't actually have Wingstop out in Canada. It's only an American thing.
Oh, wow. But you guys have, dang, I used to remember the name because I love, the CBC?
Yep. Yep.
Dude, I love the comedy from the CBC. I
Oh
know so
yeah.
much about Canadian culture through listening to the stand up.
That's awesome.
I love it. Yeah.
We actually do have a decent stand-up community out here, especially out in Montreal. Montreal, it was the home for Just for Laughs for a long time. Became sort of a corporate gig, but now it's like, I mean, it used to be huge. So, but
The guy's hilarious that I listen to. It's CBC comedy, whatever that guy's name was. He's a wonderful brown man. I don't know
oh,
what
would it be
his
Akash
ethnicity
Singh?
is. No, he's the host of the CBC comedy thing. He's been around for a long time. That might be his name. That might be his name. I don't remember.
Okay,
But
he's a brown comedian from Toronto that I'm a really big fan of. So I was curious.
potentially. Anyway, I probably heard him at least through the
Absolutely, yeah.
network. So
That's awesome.
I love them all. They're all so funny. Canadian humor is hilarious. I'm trying to think of that place you guys have. You guys don't have McDonald's. You guys have, well, you do have
Oh no,
McDonald's,
yeah,
but
we make.
one of the you guys have McDonald's, but what's that big thing called? It's like Timbits.
Oh, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. That's
Yes.
the big one.
You guys have started to get a couple of those out in America, I heard.
We got those here?
Yeah, they're mostly in like California and stuff, or at airports. But yeah, they've been
Oh, okay.
spreading.
Okay.
It
All right.
it really.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
they're
Dunkin'
breaking
Donuts is
into
better.
America. Dunkin' Donuts is better?
You didn't hear from me, but yeah, it's way better.
Wow.
It's way
I
better.
do like Dunkin' Donuts. That iced coffee go crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Tim Hortons. It's just like less sugar. Dunkin'. That's all.
Oh, well, okay, so that's why Dunkin' is bad.
Maybe. Dunkin's got a lot of sugar. I've only been once. So
Yeah, it does. It
it's
does.
good.
I've actually worked at one before.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah. And Dunkin' is one of those places that a lot of the workers will do something cool for homeless people.
Oh, good.
So a lot of donuts get thrown out at the end of the day. So what they'll do is they'll grab a clean bag, put all the donuts in the clean bag, and throw it away. And then people will go behind and just grab the bag,
Yeah.
right, out of the trash can. Because the thing is that, that obviously Dunkin' doesn't allow that. It would be against food code policies and all these things. They could get in trouble. But also they just don't want to help people. But they don't want to find a way.
Yeah.
But but the workers there that are doing that, I got a very big respect for them. Pizza places, all kind of places do that too, where they'll put them in the clean bag so that they can just go grab them and go to town, because I mean, they deserve to have treats too, bro. That's a big thing
Absolutely.
too. People think homeless people, because they're homeless, a lot of people will say like they don't deserve a treat. They don't deserve marijuana. They don't deserve, something with sugar. They don't deserve, and it's like, dude, like take away your sugar, take away, the things that like give you those happy bumps throughout the middle of the day. And I want to see how you act,
And
you
these
know?
people might be the most needing of that bump out of everybody, right? So, having that
Hmm.
mindset isn't it is not beneficial to you, them, nobody.
Not at all, man. Everybody deserves, like, I think just I think I wish everybody could be just perfectly coddled, man, to what they need. If someone wants to be a warrior and do it on their own, then for all means, give them that choice. But if they don't and they need help, then I hope they get all the help that they need and want, because why not? I mean, what is the problem with that,
That's well said, man. I'm really happy with this interview. So we got actually that right now that's a minute and 1 hour 1 minute flat. So we did that was pretty great.
Awesome,
Before we
man. I had
officially
a
end
great
it or
time.
anything, do you want to give a couple more shout outs to your music platforms and where to find yourself?
Yeah, let's just go again by saying I'm light never switch. So that's like a light switch with the word never in between it. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, every freaking platform you can think of. Heaven or Hell produced Rick F. Ace, The Unique Root, featuring Snappa. Um, Definitely that's the song I want you guys to check out before anything. Check out my lore later, but that one, that's me right now, and
That'll be the top link
I'm
in the
booming.
description. Everything else is going to be linked as well. Make sure you go check them out, please.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, that's it, man.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Light. I've been really looking forward to this, and I think we had a really great talk. Man, you are just some of the things that you've conceptualized already, and the way you're viewing the world. It's awesome. You're on the right track, man. I can't wait to keep being with you through your growth.
Thanks, man. And yeah, let's last thing, growth. That's the big thing, right? Even the things I'm saying now, they're gonna get better. They're
Yep,
gonna be more visceral, right? And physical, So for all of us, let's do it together.
absolutely. That's well said. And I can't wait for another update interview pretty soon. We can hear what's changed.
Awesome. Yeah, let's plan out for like a month or two. That would be great. I know I got some great things coming. I'm excited to share.
Absolutely, man. I'm stoked. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm ending the recording, but I'm not going to hop off the call just yet.